In this video, we're going to talk about how USCIS's no blank space policy is leading to a number of rejected applications and benefit requests. So if you want to learn how you can avoid having your applications rejected by USCIS, please keep watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you can be notified each and every time I have an immigration update for you. Also, give this video a thumbs up, hit the like button so YouTube knows to spread it throughout the platform. Now let's get into this video. Yesterday on October 22nd, AILA issued a policy brief regarding USCIS's no blank space policy that has been leading to a number of rejections. So without notice, USCIS has been rejecting applications and forms if certain questions are left blank on the forms or the proper terminology isn't used to indicate that a question is actually inapplicable. So what that has led to is a number of rejections and significant consequences for vulnerable individuals who are relying on their applications being properly received and receipted at the time of filing in order to maintain their status, so on and so forth. And a lot of the rejections are due to blank spaces being left on forms for questions that are completely irrelevant to the beneficiary's eligibility for that relief. For example, where the question will ask how to write the individual's name in their native alphabet when the native alphabet is the same as English. So ridiculous things like that. This started 1 year ago in October of 2019 when USCIS began rejecting the Form I-589, application for asylum or withholding of removal. And they were rejecting those applications under their no blank space policy. A few months later, in December, they began applying that policy as well to the Form I-918, petition for U non-immigrant status, and then later on in March of this year, they applied it to the I-914, application for T non-immigrant status. So it's clear that USCIS is intending to expand the application of this no blank space policy to its other applications. And we saw just this year as well, they applied that policy to the Form I-944 Declaration of Self-Sufficiency. So those of you that filed your I-944 with your I-485 and got your entire application for adjustment of status returned to you, it was rejected because your I-944 had blank spaces, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They started requiring you to fill out every single space either with none or not applicable or NA. And let's not even talk about their intention of applying this policy to preserve the immigration system, because we already know the true motivation is to make everyone's life very difficult. There was a study done, a 6-month study done on the number of rejections for the application for asylum or withholding of removal. I have the numbers here. Out of 189 rejected applications analyzed, 28 were rejected for leaving blank the middle name, 20 for leaving blank other names used, 64 for leaving blank passport or travel document number or I-94 number, 46 for having incomplete family information, and 51 for not writing their name in their native language. So what USCIS has been doing is they haven't been alerting the public or announcing it. They've just been placing discrete warnings on their website. For example, on the Form I-918, on their website for that form, there's an alert that reads, "We may reject your Form I-918 or your Form I-918 Supplement A if you leave a field blank unless the field is optional. Optional fields include the safe mailing address as well as fields you should only complete if you answered yes to a previous question. You must provide a response to all other questions, even if the response is none, unknown, or NA. We will reject a Form 918 or a Form 918 Supplement A that has, for example, an empty field for a middle name or current immigration status or for information pertaining to a spouse or child." Okay, so let's talk about their discrete alerts on their website. So Form I-918 does have the alert on their website. That alert also appears on the I-914 application for T non-immigrant status for those victims of human trafficking. Okay, so that alert appears on their website. that alert does not appear on the I-589 application for asylum or withholding of removal. But we know they are rejecting those if there is a blank space as well. Additionally, on the I-944 Declaration of Self-Sufficiency website, there is no alert for the rejection of those forms if you leave any blank spaces. But once again, we do know that they are rejecting those applications as well. Just because there is no alert on the website doesn't mean that they won't reject the application if it's blank. So Ayla anticipates this, I anticipate this, that they are going to expand this policy, I believe, to all applications and petitions. I looked at the instructions of each application, including the I-485 application, and it does state, as part of the instructions, it states, answer all questions fully and accurately. If a question does not apply to you, type or print NA unless otherwise directed. So each application in their instruction has that direction to answer all questions fully and accurately. So I believe they will use that as the basis to apply their no blank space policy rule. And I think they're going to expand that to adjustment of status applications, right? The I-45 to the applications for employment authorizations, travel authorizations, any immigrant petitions, so on and so forth. What we have seen and what we continue to see is that USCIS is implementing policies without any notice. Right? The only way you find out is 3 to 4 weeks later when you get the entire application back, you get your entire petition back, and it says you left a blank space. This is so detrimental to many people who are relying on their applications to be received and properly filed on a specific date. Because let's say you're falling out of status and you file your application timely, and then you don't find out till a month later that it was rejected. And then when you refile, USCIS does not recognize the original filing date. No matter how much you ask them to, they won't receipt it and recognize the priority date as the original filing date the first time you filed it. They will make the filing date the second time you properly file it. What I'm going to start doing, and what I recommend everyone to start doing for every application, for everything. So we've already seen the rejections with the I-944 Declaration of Self-Sufficiency being blank. I anticipate they're going to start doing this with the I-485 as well, and any other application. So don't think that just because there isn't an alert on their website saying that they could reject it, that it's safe and you can leave boxes blank, for example. Because once again, in the instructions, it does say answer all questions fully. I anticipate that USCIS will use that as the basis to reject every application moving forward. Do yourself a favor and make sure everything is answered, make sure everything is filled out properly. Don't leave anything blank, put NA, put none. So that's what we're just gonna have to do moving forward. So if you haven't filed your case yet, go ahead and go through your paperwork and make sure there are no blank spaces. Make sure the NA appears appropriately, or the word none if it's a numeric value, or the number 0. Make sure everything is filled out, because you don't want to file your application and think it's received and then a month later receive it back and find out that it was rejected because you left a space blank. So I hope you appreciated this quick update. I know it's not good news, but it's definitely important to be aware of the constant changes that we're seeing with policy, the hidden policies of USCIS. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so YouTube spreads this news throughout the platform. Also, make sure you are subscribed with your post notifications turned on so you can be notified each and every time I have a new video for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.